WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHBS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
And good morning, and I was leaning over to grab whatever, and if you were looking for the weekly broadcast of the Ask Welfare Rights Program, you have found us. We're running just a little bit late this morning, but we're here, and when I say we, I mean myself and my colleague Marion Kramer, the national chairperson of National Welfare Rights Union, and she is about to give you an official welcome. We are here and live. Go ahead, Marion.
Let me see. Yeah, you are live. Oh, somebody calling already, huh? I hope that you have your pencils and paper out because there might be some information for you. So therefore, you can dial 313 868-0342 or 313-868-05.
Bottom of the screen.
No, but I've missed this one. 313-6. What it is says 6. 313
86.
Oh, that's an 8. These glasses ain't do. If I don't go get some glasses, 868-0351, 313-868-4336. So remember to dial in. If you didn't get it, it's right there on the TV. But please turn your TV down when you call us. Those of you that on the internet is www.tv33 and WHPR. .com.
Okay.
All right, Maureen.
All right, lots of things happening, Miriam. Want to start off with some resource information. And one of my cousins, Miss Nikki, called me with this one yesterday to talk to me about a new program that Wayne County is engaged in, and it's called the Wayne County Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and that would be ERAP. Already, ERAP, Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
Sounds good.
And it is available and open to Wayne County residents, but not folks in Detroit. And I don't really have a problem with that because it's a companion piece, Marion, to the SARA program that Marion and I have been talking about for 6, 7, 8 months now. And this particular program offered by Wayne County makes monies available to folks in Highland Park and Hamtramck and, you know, in any other Wayne County, Livonia, and, you know, was it 38 cities in Wayne County, and all of them are able to access funds or financial assistance unless you live in Detroit. And now what they'll pay for is lights, gas, water, sewer bills. And I had to think about that for a minute. You know, in Redford and some of those cities like that, Marion, you know, they have to pay a separate sewer charge. And they've been paying it for a long time, and then, we just got somebody slapped us with drainage fees, and looks like they're the same thing, So sewer bills, they'll pay for internet charges. Already, yeah, it's good. People need to have. You have to have. You have to have ties to the internet these days. And internet charges, trash pickup charges, as well as rent. And on the rent piece, yeah, and the piece that you need to know about in terms of rent is that they'll pay back rent, and starting from whenever you apply today, tomorrow, the next day, they'll pay 3 months in advance. Yeah, and so that's important. So again, it's the Wayne County Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and it is designed to help cities in Wayne County, not Detroit. All right.
Say that last part again.
Wayne County, what? Wayne County, there are 38 cities in Wayne County. And all the cities in Wayne County, residents of those cities are eligible for help through this program, except the city of Detroit. All right, now here's the Wayne County Emergency Rental Assistance contact information. It's you can call at area code 833. Area code is 833. The phone number is 742 1513. 742-1513. Now, you can also go to the internet. These days, everybody, you better learn how to do social media. And if you think that because you're 85, you can't learn it, you better come with another concept. The world is now about social media access, or access. And I don't know, Mary, maybe you know whether or not the Hannon House has started those internet classes again. I don't know.
I don't know. You need to call down there to the Hannon House.
To the Hannon House, yeah, because and that's all they service at the Hannon House are persons who are senior citizens. So you better learn, because the world is moving, and if you want to stay here, like my kid says, with the abacus and taking your shoes off and counting your toes, you can do that if you want to, but the rest of the world is moving on. Phone number again, Marion, 833. It's the area code. The phone number is 742-1513. The internet access is Wayne County, www.waynecounty/ Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Okay, Wayne County / Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And then push enter. And then the information on how to apply will come up. So we urge people outside of Detroit, but in Wayne County, to engage that assistance as soon as possible. One more thing. My cousin also sent this to me. I have not heard of the wait list for Section 8 being open in the last 22 months, okay? And my cousin sent me this. The Taylor Housing Commission, Taylor, Michigan, right outside of the airport, for folks that are interested in what they used to call Section 8. The open wait list, okay, it is open effective December the 1st. So 2 days ago, Wednesday, they opened the wait list. And if you're interested, guess what? It's online only. There's no phone calls. There are no visits. All of that is not working at this moment.
What about if they let them, if they go to some of these centers, not centers, but some of these places that's supposed to be taking care of people problems in the community? Do they have to go through them? Do they have to go through the Department of Human Services to get this?
Didn't say any of that. You have to have computer. You have to have access to a computer. You have to have some knowledge of how to operate a computer, or you're going to have to get one of your family members to do it for you. And that's just all it is right now. It is only online. Now, the wait list opened up on the 1st of December. it will close on December the 17th. All right, so from December 1 through December 17th. That's the only time it's open. They're going to cut it off early if they receive 400 applications. So once 400 applications for housing have been received, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What they're going to do is not take any more applications at that time. So then after that, after the 17th, I think it said first, second, probably the 3rd of January, which is on a Monday, they're going to have an open lottery situation where they're going to draw names out, and then that's the group that's going to go on the wait list. Sometime in February, they'll start calling those 400 people to say that you're on the wait list, and then they'll start taking that's not the right word, not taking, but they'll start getting people prepared to move into Taylor public housing sometime around February or March. This is new.
Yeah, and I'm quite interested in this because, to go through Wayne County, which was a good move, and have people to go, deal with Wayne County rather than going to the Department of Health and Human Services right now. I know all of them are overwhelmed, but I think it should move pretty smoothly, Maureen.
I don't know. We've been locked down with COVID for almost 21 months now, and a whole lot of things have not opened up yet. So the different government programs that used to be very, very plentiful are not as plentiful anymore. So this whole question about the Wayne County Emergency Rental Assistance Program, that's different from the SARA program. And Navarre heard a couple of nights ago, called me about it right away, that the SARA program, which is COVID Emergency Rent and Relief Assistance, CERA, that you and I have been talking about for, months now, that that program might be ready to phase out at the end of December. Okay?
And that's when the big bills come in the first month of
January.
Yeah,
but I'm going to say I don't have any sympathy. How long have you and I been telling people to call Sarah? Here's the number again. This is the 3rd of December. Number to Sarah, which is available, funds are available there, can go back, Marion, 12 months, and can go forward to pay rent 3 months in advance. Why would you not go there? These are federal dollars. Water, lights, gas, rent, all of that. Okay, and Detroit is available to access those funds. And that number is 313-322-6. Don't you write that number down no more.
I got it at home.
You write that number down no more. All right, 322-6222. That's the number to Sarah. The little commercial that comes on just before our broadcast starts is that number. Area code 313-322-6222. So Navarre says that Sarah funds appear to be running out, and I have referred, I'm talking about individually, I've referred maybe 20 people to Sarah. And almost every one of them, it takes 2, 3, 4 months, some of them. All of them have been serviced, Marion, and rent paid through March, through April, through May. Back rent and ahead, including over at the Plaza One Apartments, People United is one. Folks that were behind, that was really good. So help is available, and for whatever reason, people seem to be reluctant, seem to be a little slow in trying to access whatever that help is. So it's not that it's not ready and it's not available, and as the governor is trying to not irritate people anymore about suggestions on how to save people's lives. Let's shut down the mall, or let's shut down the grocery store. Well, never mind. Let's don't shut it down. Why don't you just wear a mask? Why don't you stay 6 feet away from, whatever? And you know, Marion, the COVID numbers for the last 2 days, we're looking at the last 2 days, 16,000 new infections, almost 8,000 a day. And it's just unspeakable that that could be happening.
And
You know?
and the main thing, you turn on your TV and it's a
Just a moment.
it's a football game, and then you look up and look where the people are.
Nobody's wearing a mask.
Look for for the people in the that are around there. Nobody, not even the coaches. I mean, who do they think they are?
Yeah, they're
You are dealing with our lives and what have you. You should have a rule and say that you're not going to play in this game this week if you have not showed me a letter or something like that from where you have got vaccinated.
Well, caller, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting. And caller, thank you for calling in to Ask Welfare Rights. You are on the air.
Good morning, ladies.
And good morning, ma'am.
Listen, my son just got a place down here in Detroit for him and his 6-year-old. He's paying $900 for a one-bedroom down there by Athens, close to where that school is. They turned it to a university prep.
Are you talking about near the Wayne State area?
It's no. He moved down there by Athens, by that university prep school. Used to
University prep.
What's the name of that school? They have a weekend party in August. Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, they turned Miller into UPS right there by Shane.
Okay.
Wait,
Well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on, Mary. What's the child's name? Damon's wife. Wasn't that school she was working at? Wasn't that university prep?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Up on
think
Jefferson?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, university prep, they built them all over the city. But
Yeah.
the son goes to the one on Cass.
And it's one on Cass. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
By Burroughs, by Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
there by the-
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
What
but
did she
they
say?
moved to the other location, which used to be. What did I tell you that school used to be?
Miller.
They have weekend parties. Miller is turned into a university prep school over there by Shane and Athens.
Okay, she's talking about where
But
Miller
anyway,
Junior High
yeah.
School used to be. But you're saying your relative moved in that area and has got a $900 a month apartment
One bedroom
for $900. Yeah.
for $900. So I wanted to see if I can get the Taylor commissioner. Is there a website I can give him so he can apply now?
I will give it to you again right now. Okay, you ready? I'm going to give you 2 resources. You ready?
Yes.
All righty. The online application process is Wayne County / Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And that's
Wayne County Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
ERAP.com.
ERA.
P like program.
ERAP.com.
Yeah. All right. And there is a phone number as well, so I'll give you that too. You ready?
Yes.
Area code 833
7421513.
There you go. And
Okay.
so there's both of those resources are available. But let me tell you another one too. There's an organization called United Community Housing. You've heard of them?
Oh yeah, United Community House.
Okay, and Miss what is the child's name? Miss Sanford, like Sanford and Son,
Yeah, Miss Sanford.
is the
Okay.
specialist connected to affordable housing.
Oh, okay.
313
313
963
963
3310.
3310.
Check out both of those.
Okay, 963-3310. Miss Sanford is the specialist for affordability,
Or affordable housing.
affordable housing.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Check both of them out, okay?
I appreciate y'all.
All right,
My
caller.
country is to be. My country
Sweet
sister,
land of liberty. Be I
we
sing.
stand of less and less liberty.
Less and less liberty.
Thanks
Yeah.
for taking my call, y'all.
All right, dear. Have a quiet and uneventful weekend.
Okay.
All right. Thank you now. All right, caller, you've been so very patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you're on the air.
Grand Rising, ladies.
Grand Rising, it's time for the Highland Park Report. Go ahead.
Once again, greetings and grand rising to everybody. Am I coming in clear?
Yes, very clear this time.
I used another phone, Marion.
Oh, okay.
December the 4th, Saturday, that's tomorrow, the annual tree lighting at City Hall here in Highland Park. And that address is 12050 Woodward in Highland Park. The annual tree lighting will be at 6 p.m. Following that, at McGregor Library at 12244 Woodward between Massachusetts and Rhode Island. That's just the next block. Parker Pride Association will do their annual again Christmas light show and musical. Hot cocoa and pizza will be available for everybody. Most people sit in their cars, staying warm, or you can, if you got that kind of robust body, people like to walk around too. But it's a beautiful event. The lights are all over the library, and it's such a community spirit of love and thankfulness for this holiday season. So we're asking everybody, if you can come, December the 4th, Saturday, the annual tree lighting at City Hall, 12050 Woodward. Immediately following that will be the annual Christmas light show, sponsored by Parker Pride Association.
Okay, now what time does the event start tomorrow?
Starts at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. And
Yes.
then right after that is the tree lighting.
The tree lighting is first
Okay, tree lighting first. Got it.
at City Hall. And then immediately after the tree lighting, the next block, you can see it from the tree lighting, McGregor Library, will be the Parker Pride light show.
Okay, all righty. When you said McGregor, that pulled at my heartstrings
Right.
because I'm still hurt, wounded by closing McGregor Library.
Well, you know we
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
At least
Okay.
y'all have a library. We don't.
That's terrible.
I
That's
mean,
terrible.
it got stolen from us.
You know. Okay, and I want you to go ahead and give the rest of your report, but I've had several people to call me and wanted to know more details about getting the vaccine and the booster. So if you will share some of those dates and times with me again, I'd be very grateful. But go ahead with your report.
I got that information for you as well, and that was my next report. At 10 Pinkin at the Ernest T. Ford Fieldhouse Recreational Center here in Highland Park, booster shots and the vaccine shots, all three strains, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna, are available Monday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's at 10 Pinkett here in Highland Park, the Ernest T. Ford Fieldhouse. You can get your booster and your first and second shots if you haven't gotten that as well. And it's also available for children 5 and up.
Okay, so no shots on Tuesdays and no shots on Thursdays.
No TT.
Got it. I wrote it down this time. All right. Ms. Wheeler, thank you for the always robust and informative Highland Park report. Appreciate it. I hope you got that information we just shared about the emergency rental assistance program that Highland Park residents are able to apply to.
I heard that. I had joy bells when I heard that. Finally got Highland Park in the mix. You know, we're always the last one to get anything or to find out. But it looks like the tide is turning, and that's so positive and moving forward. I've got one question before I go, ladies.
Please.
Have you heard anything about automobile insurance assistance? Because, as you know, with the shutdown with the COVID, most of us don't really get around like we used to. Mm-hmm. So why should we be still paying the same amount for insurance when most of the time our cars are parked in front of our house?
That's a good question.
There are some mitigations that were put in place out of Lansing, and insurance for what do you call it? No fault insurance. I don't want to use the word waived, but something happened where you were not held liable for missed insurance payments since, I want to say, August of 2020. Miss Wheeler, that sounds like something we would have to go online and look that up. But there were some strategies that were put forward to say we can't charge people insurance, and they, slapped those insurance companies. People were not driving, cars were parked, and so it was wrong to collect full insurance payments. But that's something online. That's an excellent point that you brought up, and we should all look that up, and maybe Marion and I look it up, and by next Friday we'll have some details about that. But there was something that happened.
Thank you so much. I do remember last year we did receive a refund check, when the COVID first broke out, to make up because we weren't on the road as much. But I haven't heard anything this year. But I will keep my eye open, too, and my ears to the ground.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Don't go too far to the ground now. Leave that ground alone.
I'll keep my head to the sky. I hear you.
I know that song, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I heard that song. Thank you, and appreciate the detailed report.
Thank you so much. Love you both.
All right, take care.
Stay safe.
All righty. 868-0342, 868-0351, 868-4336. So, Marion, we had a difficult situation that occurred on Tuesday, where we had a mass shooting about an hour north of Detroit in a city called Oxford.
That's the first time I've had heard of Oxford, because I guess we don't hang up that way.
Well, I knew about Oxford. I was aware of it. And what we have is a sophomore that went to his high school and shot fellow students.
Yes.
And, the whole thought of it, both of us are parents, and how bad any parent feels when you see this kind of thing happen, and you know that students lost their lives. The young man that committed these murders was 15, and there's a 14-year-old that passed, a little girl. She's a freshman.
And I think a teacher, right?
No.
Teacher didn't.
No.
Well,
you get so many, yeah. There's so many. So we have 4 that's passed so far. So one 14-year-old, the young man who's the football guy, 16, and the 17-year-old who's coming into being a senior, a young lady, and the other 17-year-old who was also a senior. Then you have, I think it's 6, could be 5 or 6 that were in the hospital, different stages of recovery, and one teacher that was wounded. And, the stories that are coming out, the young man named Tate, who was on the football team and a wrestler, he tried to charge the shooter and was killed in the process of trying to disarm the person, just absolute chaos. Sure. But now, Marion, is Friday, and this happened on Tuesday. And, certain things that have drifted to the top of this story that are sticking with me. And one is the shooting happened on Tuesday. Tuesday morning of the shooting, the parents were called to come into the school because of erratic behavior of their son.
So this
So-
was prior to.
This was the shooting was Tuesday in the afternoon and Tuesday morning. So we're not talking about a letter that went home to say come in. He was called, or the parents were called that day and told come in now. The day before, Monday, parents were called come now. So 2 days in a row, Mr. and Mrs. Crumbly were called and asked to come to Oxford High School to discuss some kind of bad behaviors. They say bad, but erratic behaviors that teachers were complaining about. As this young man was going from class to class, teachers were saying there's something wrong and we need to get some help. And now, those stories are surfacing, and no one in both of those counseling sessions, no one called the resource officer, police officer that is stationed at the school to say we're disturbed by some of these disturbing behaviors that this young man is showing. All right. Then I heard and read a little bit about, once they went to his house and got the backpack and, all those kinds of things. In the backpack, he's got a journal. So he's been writing things and describing and drawing pictures of kids being shot, adults being shot.
I want to know how did he, if he has a pistol on him or something like that.
I know what you're getting ready to ask.
Why they did not, check him?
Because they didn't have metal detectors at any of the doors. You just walk in. Okay, all right, now, okay, but now, there's a response to that. But let me go back to this journal. The young man been keeping a journal, and he was keeping it before Monday.
Yeah, I heard
so he
that.
had it earlier. So he's been writing and thinking and fantasizing and all of this about violence. This is a young man that seems to have been calling out for help for quite a while.
Yeah, something wrong.
He
with
needed
that
something.
Something is wrong there.
And there was no help for him because, the journal just didn't start Monday. He was writing and drawing pictures and whatnot in the journal before that. Superintendent of that school came on TV yesterday and said, we've never had any disciplinary problems with this young man before Monday or Tuesday. That's hard to believe. Hard to believe. What? He just decided to be a murderer on Monday? I don't think so,
That
Mary.
young man had to be
Troubled.
Uh-huh. Not only that,
Oh,
Maureen,
goodness.
if you're a teacher in school like you used to be, you still are at the school.
Go ahead.
And if you're a teacher and you watching the motion of these students while you're there, you practically know more just as much as the mother or father and what have you. But you still have an opportunity to, discuss this child with the nurse,
If you got one.
if you have one, or with the principal who should have been on guard and everything, and try to find out what's going on. If this has been as we look back,
Yeah,
since,
missed some things.
a lot of things have been missed. And if you look at, he had to have talked to someone.
Yes.
Somebody knew
Yes.
something.
And how, at my school, if there is a fisticuff, a fight breaks out in the lunchroom, something, and the combatants are separated and both are interviewed, what happened, why did this happen? Security is always on top of whatever that is, and security will tell you, if Mary and John are arguing and it almost turns into a fight, and we interview them both to figure out what it is that has happened, then we continue to watch and make certain, because sometimes with a 14 or 15-year-old and their emotions are not developed, they can't control their anger and all this kind of stuff, we will watch those students. But everybody knows, okay, here's a problem. We watching these kids right here, and everybody's involved. And students at my school, have no problem coming to counseling staff or security staff to talk about, I see a little gnat, to talk about this one is saying ugly things about that one, and I'm uncomfortable about it. And you have to do that, you know. But just to think, Marion, 1,800 kids in one building, 1,800 kids in the high school, and that might be the only high school they have there. So they had to consolidate or whatever it is, because there's a lot of kids. Used to be like that in Detroit, Mumford, 1,800 kids. Cass Tech, 1,000, 200, 2,000.
Well, we don't have to talk about all of them now.
But I'm
Leave 'em
saying
there.
it used to be those kind of numbers. And no metal detectors. And when asked, the superintendent, first day he wasn't able to answer that question or respond, but now he's thinking about it a little bit more, and he raised the question, is that the atmosphere that you want your kids to be in, where there's security checking for weapons and checking your backpack and all these kinds of things? Is that the atmosphere that you want? And at my school, we have metal detectors. Now, it's not 1,800 kids, much smaller. But yeah, because you have to, the world we live in today
Yes, you do.
means that there are readily available weapons that kids may be able to access. So what you want to do is to do everything you can to prevent weapons coming into your school. All right. And then the other thing I noticed, Marion, is that as the kids were leaving and parents were coming to pick them up, they weren't wearing masks. And I noticed that, all of these inconsistencies and whatnot. And again, I'm not trying to come up with excuses on why this young man did what he did, but I noticed those things in the way people were responding to what happened. Now the parents of Mr. Crumley are being looked at because perhaps they're going to be indicted because
That's what they were saying the other day.
They
talking
provided access or didn't lock up the guns, as well as they should have. Then I started thinking about Kyle Rittenhouse. He was 17, and his mother drove him across state lines with an assault
Please
rifle.
don't even bring him.
And it never occurred to anybody that maybe that mother should be looked at. You drive your
Looked
kid
at.
over into,
She needs to be in jail.
well, she's not. And there's a minor kid driven across state lines and ended up shooting 3 people, and 2 of them died. So this morning, somebody was on TV. I heard it, wasn't really looking. And Marion, I want you to comment on this. Said, look, after looking at 20 years worth of school shootings, this person that was talking, some psychologist, said the overriding factor is that the majority of these shootings are done by boys. Always young men. Very rare girls got guns and shooting folks, so it's always a man thing. This person analyzed it and said there are always middle income or upper income households that produce this kind of thing, and he wasn't sure why. I started screaming at the TV. $300 or $400 or $500 handgun, you have to have that kind of money to be able to do that. And moderate income households don't have $1,000 to spend on an automatic gun. All righty. And so I thought, gee, there's a class component to this. And that piece of information came out. Then the last thing I'll say is this. I understand that everybody's mad. We're all hurt. We're all sad about what's happening. Here come the funerals, just a mess. The kids crying on TV because their friends are dead. And you don't want to see this kind of stuff, or you don't want to hear this kind of stuff. But the young man is still 15. He was at Children's Village, and they took him away from Children's Village and took him to Oakland County Jail, where adults are, and they've got him in isolation, all right, so that a 15-year-old can stay away from adults. And I guess that happened because at the Children's Village, there was no way to keep him away from other juvenile, persons and keep him safe there. So they took him to the arms of where for sure criminals are. And how do we feel about a 15-year-old who has committed this kind of a horrible crime? How do we feel about this going to where violence and adult violence is right next door to you? How do we feel about that, you know? So I guess right now there's not going to be any compassion for this 15-year-old that committed this crime. But it looks like we need to investigate, and try to come up with the reason why would the kid do that. These folks that commit these crimes at gas stations in Detroit and in Highland Park every day, why do they do that? What's the reason for the shoot up that happens at some gas station? We have to hear about it every morning. 12 on the east side, 8 on the west side, 6 in southwest Detroit. Why do we have to hear that every day? And what's the reason for that level of violence? So I wanted you to say something about this, because this is really interesting. Go ahead.
Well, these young people is born being taught that type of stuff. I'm not saying that their parents teach them or nothing like that, but look at this society we live in, Maureen. They always flashing stuff that kids want and we can't afford, but at the same time, they are not getting. Look, we done had COVID for what? Going
Almost
on
2
years.
years.
3 years.
Going on 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
20 and 21.
okay. And look how many times some of them been shifted from this school to that, and don't know what's going on. And there's no activity in the community like it used to be. None of that stuff is happening, you know. And then we look back and say, that kid, somebody knew in the neighborhood that kid was like that and should have reported it to the parents or reported it to someone that he could get some help. And those young folks that was killed would be alive today. But see, you know,
How we get like this?
how you think we did
You
like
know,
that?
I'm
Let's step
asking the
back. Let's step
I'm
back.
asking the question. How we
We
get like
at
this?
one time, and we still do it. General and I had to be at a meeting in Chicago, and he had to make a report. And the report was on how what is happening in the you know, in the UAW and all the rest of them. What's going on that people were not getting hired like they were at, you know, it started falling down. And Jim made the report, which shocked everybody. He said, don't you understand that they don't need us no more? The amount of workers needed to work no more is not a demand like it was at one time. And, you know, they look at us, Maureen, and they would always say, oh, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Some of those same people that say you don't know what you're talking about are some of the folks that had to join that section of the class that didn't that ended up being laid off. Not only that, they not standing up. They, you know, the kids have to. If you go into some of these schools right now, these parents have to be at work, and they don't have no decent person to go to, or have somebody to take the kids to where they could be safe. I mean, see, my thing is the government don't give a hoot about what day you and I die. You know, because to me, when they needed us in the cotton fields and stuff like that, that was an ongoing job for as long as they wanted it to. They're not doing that type of stuff no more. They're not even doing that type of stuff, and people are dying. You get so tired of hearing about how many people. Now that's terrible for the kids to have to go through this type of a cycle of what's going on.
And they're talking about how long it will take before the kids at Oxford are able to return. And then, you know, just think about that. You know, we had multiple injuries, multiple shots, people in different places. And what's the aftermath of that? Now everybody's at home, can't go to school. 60 or 70 copycat telephone calls came in, and now people at different high schools are talking about it's going to be a mass shooting at Bloomfield High and Birmingham High. And that message came out yesterday. Some 60 or 70 calls came in where people were, is this funny? Making that kind of joke? Is this a way for people to not go to school? Well, nobody fooled around with it, and there's some 60 or 70 suburban and urban schools closed today because of these phone calls. And you think about that. Now, somebody's got to go in and clean up the glass and clean up where kids were stockpiling things to barricade the doors. And I ain't even going to say the other part they need to clean up. You know what I mean? All of that's got to be fixed before students are going to be able to go back to school. And you just wonder, especially when you go back, I don't understand. Kids believe that if you use your Instagram and you send out a message, then you can push a delete button and it's gone. No, it's never gone.
It's never gone. It's
Never
always
gone.
there.
Always there. And they were sharing information, Marion. Don't go to school on Tuesday. Something gonna happen.
And
So
remember
they
that
knew.
happened. That in the days that we were in school, like that, at some of the schools, they would say, they wouldn't say nothing a lot of times. They would have those bombs that they let loose in the school, in the chemistry lab and that type of stuff, but nobody got killed.
No, it's different now.
No, now let me back up. Someone did get killed one time, and it was my young brother. And the thing that we looked at, even in burying my little brother, we don't be having this type of stuff around in the
It
neighborhood.
wasn't mass shootings like we got now.
Not like we have now.
No, and as bad as this situation is, it really demands that working people, leaders in the community, I'm not talking about those that anoint themselves, but
that right.
leaders in the community need to take a look at what happened. Almost every, did I hear different? Every community that somebody called in a threat of a shooting, none of them were in Detroit. None. And these suburban and urban
These
and
kids-
rural, not only urban, but rural communities were the ones that were calling in and trying to make a joke. Oh, it's going to be a shooting at this place. Then there was a kid in Southfield. You may have heard about this one. He said he found a gun somewhere. Young man, senior, I think he is, 17 years old. And he picked up the gun and he put it in his pocket and had been carrying it back and forth to school for several weeks.
And nobody ever knew.
And nobody knew until, after this thing that happened in Oxford. And one of the students stepped up and said something. The police were called. They went and got the kid, checked his pocket, and the gun was there. And the young man said, well, I don't understand. I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I was just carrying the gun for protection. And you wonder, where does that thinking come from?
Well,
You
when
know?
you got characters like the past
Man, too much violence.
president of the United States, where does it come? They didn't listen to that fool.
Well,
you
they didn't
know?
listen to a whole lot of stuff.
and all
because-
that nonsense going. And then, Maureen, a lot of these young children don't be looking at and finding out what's really going on. But these kids have looked at that nut, and you saw his son on the TV the other day.
No, I never
Good.
look at them.
No. I'm
I'm
saying,
talking about the Trump kids. No, I don't watch them.
I woke up. I said, "What in the heck is that? And who is that on that TV talking?" And that was that fool son of his talking about, the president is still attacking my father. And I said, somebody need to put him in. Need to put his butt in some institution. That's what
Please.
needs to happen. I mean, but they
Well, these kids
these
must-
folk, Maureen, let's say
Go
this.
ahead.
These people that are out here talking about I'm coming after you are or the little nut that killed those folks in that his mama drove him to the place.
Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle should be in some institution right now.
Kyle needs some help.
And he should not be given back to his mama. And you don't never hear me saying nothing like that. Because look how many people he killed.
That boy is in some trouble.
And then you got fools like the past president looking
Offering
at
him a
him.
job.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're down.
So that's
to
what he's looking for.
We're down to our last couple of minutes, and it just occurs to me, this sadness that's across the nation, not just about the Oxford shooting, but
No.
about all this. Arbery, dead. The 3 guys that killed him, they're gone to jail. And then I read yesterday that the one named Roddy, the one that jumped in the car to follow everybody and helped block the Arbery kid in,
yeah.
he didn't set up a He didn't set up a GoFundMe account.
For what?
What do you set up
I know
GoFundMe
what
now?
a GoFundMe
But look
account-
at the nerve.
Well,
The
they gon-
GoFundMe account.
You believe me?
And the GoFundMe people took it down. Are you crazy? You're not going to get nobody to give you some money to help pay for your defense. But look at the nerve,
oh, they got nerves.
But these kids, and if they have to be exposed to Channel 2, 4, and 7 every morning talking about this carjacking, that shooting, I'm talking about in Detroit, Highland Park, Hamtramck, the violence that goes on here, no wonder they think that after a while, well, this is the regular way that life should be.
Maureen, as we leave this program today, and you brought up the community, each community right now should find a place in your community and talk about these activities.
Excellent.
And make sure that the children that can understand this are sitting there too and have an opportunity to express what they feel like. Because look, they're a part of the world. And, we need to right now let them know that come to us. Come to your parents or come to others that you can talk to if you're having a problem. Just don't wait until the situation
You can't
gets
tolerate it no
Uh-huh.
more.
So
All right, we're about
let's-
to go off. Marion,
let's go
say
off.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
One more thing. Marion just really coined it. Our children are suffering, and they've got all these emotional issues that are happening. All-time high numbers of attempted suicides with elementary school kids. What is that? And the stress levels are really jumping. All parents, all non-parents, we need to be talking to our kids and
right.
telling them, hold on, I know it looks bad, but you're going to be all right, and I'll help you.
And you going to
Oh,
help
boy,
us.
All right. At the end of the day, we tell everybody what it is they should be doing. We've done the best we can. Call those numbers we gave you. Let's get that emergency rental assistance program and make those calls. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, Marion and I will be back next Friday. And once again, hold your head up, Marion, and say goodbye.
Goodbye. Listen, we'll be back if there's not a blizzard out there.
Now, we'll be back even if it is a blizzard. Goodbye.